Control your dopamine. This is a topic that's, still like an internal struggle with myself also. Um, but controlling your dopamine is where the real power is. And let me explain you why. All your choices, your focus, your habits, your routines, it's all because of the dopamine and the internal vision of, how you think life should be, your internal vision, what you created yourself in your mind and what's been programmed inside of you. Um, and what's happening on the external. So the moment your internal and your external start to become closer, you create dopamine. Okay, then there's also fake dopamine that's created by substances. So you ingest, it creates the dopamine. Um, but dopamine is the thing that allows you to focus on something. Okay. And once you start to control your dopamine, that's the moment when you can consciously choose your habits and actions. So, as an entrepreneur, you have to control your dopamine. If you don't control your dopamine, you will always be sucked back into an energetic vibration that's forced upon you by a job, by work, by school, whatever, that starts controlling your routine and starts controlling your focus, and then the external will control your dopamine, because if the environment controls your focus, your actions, that's the moment you will be just chasing short dopamine highs, because you will be not connecting your dopamine to your focus. It will be your focus and your actions will be totally controlled by your emotions, by fear of no money, okay, and by social culture, by social norms, but not by dopamine. So if your focus is controlled by social norms or by fear of no money or this kind of stuff, you are actually stuck in a routine. It's like magic. It's like you do not control your own body and mind. You think you do, but it's actually magic forced upon you, and you are stuck in a mental frame that's been forced upon you by the environment. Okay, you maybe think, okay, I'm going to that job because I like that job, I chose that job, but it's not true. The real reason is you are stuck in the fear of no money, having to pay off your debt with the bank, for paying for your house, having to pay for your family, having to pay for all these things you need money for. But you keep telling that story to yourself that you like your job, that you like that things, and that you are making these choices because you made these choices. The only reason you're saying these things is this allows you to continue what you're doing without feeling too bad when talking about it. But you are actually feeling bad on a daily basis, and because you tell your story to yourself, you do not understand why are you feeling bad. So then you go to a doctor and you take antidepressant pills, because you think there's a problem internally, but the real problem is the life you do not like, the life you're living, and then you're telling a fake story to yourself to, you know not make yourself aware, so you don't have to change your life. Okay, it's easier to just take pills than really change your life and start working on your habits and your perspective and your vision. Okay, so um yeah, that's that. um Yeah, it's very important that you become aware of what's happening unconsciously. Because if you do not control your dopamine, the external will control your dopamine. And for me, it's like a daily thing to connect, to make aware, okay, this is my vision of the future. These are, this is the vision. This is how I want to live. Okay, and then I break it down. Okay, what are the habits that are getting me from where I am right now to the vision I want to experience? Then it becomes clear, okay, making videos every day, forever, following my routine, making it a habit to make these videos. So the video you're watching right now is just because it's part of my habit, okay? Um, so I made it clear to create a habit of making these videos, and now I start to actually like it. So in the morning, I just, do my coffee, do my breakfast, have a little walk, and then, I feel an urge. I want to make these videos. And this was not in the beginning. But the moment I started to do it more and more and became automatic, And I'm now capable of holding a certain vision how reality could be by just, continuing this habit. This goes automatic. And, I've connected my dopamine to a certain habit. Okay. And I'm consciously choosing also other habits I can connect my dopamine to. So my daily task list is something I'm currently also connecting dopamine to. It's it's actually very hard for me to connect dopamine to it, because it's easier for me to connect dopamine to a habit that can be done without thinking. But task list has to involve every time new ways of thinking. Every time you do a task in something in life, it's like you have to, do different thinking. And these videos is just, I turn on the camera and I just start talking about stuff that's in my mind. But with tasks, it's like, oh, I have to watch videos, I have to understand, I have to. So it takes a little bit more effort to connect dopamine to it, because there's a lot of thinking involved. It cannot be done on the automatic pilot. Not yet, not fully yet. It's been like half automatic, half non-automatic, because I have to figure a lot of stuff out, and therefore it's easier sometimes to distract myself with external dopamine than truly, um, control my dopamine towards these things. But for example, having a walk outside, or going to the gym. So many people um, have, they don't like going to the gym, and for me, it's like crazy, because I love going to the gym. I love it. I will go later today. So I'm traveling in my van all around, and I look at the map where there are gyms so I can go to the gym. And other people will be, when they are moving to different countries or in different locations or traveling or whatever, they never go to the gym until they're home again. And for me, I travel all the time, so my home is my van, and therefore, going to the gym is something, part of my routine, and I love it. There's a lot of dopamine involved with me going there. So you have to start becoming aware and connect. You have to become aware of the vision, then the habits and the steps that get you to your vision, and then connecting your dopamine to it. Because if your dopamine is not connected to it, and it's a repetitious thing, you have to keep on doing it, distracted, connecting, and then at some point, when all the habits and things are in place and you've connected dopamine to it, that's the moment you become the vision. When the habits are automatically in place and you have a clear vision in your mind how you want future to be, that's the moment you vibrationally are the vision, and then time will work in your advantage. Okay, time will work in your advantage. Same as with automatic investment, for example. So if you made it an automation to invest, um, time will go by and you will keep on investing more and more and more automatically, and then at some point you will have a lot of money. Okay, and you don't even have to think about that anymore if it's automatic. So then time works in your advantage. But if you, for example, buy a house and you have to pay off the bank, you will have to pay money every month to live in that house. Also, you have to pay a very big percentage of rent on that loan you have with the bank to pay for your house. So now you bound yourself the first part of your life, the biggest part of your life, where you are evolving, where you are figuring things out, where you are here to create a unique vision and, controlling your habits, controlling your thinking, and really figuring things out in life. You gave that all away. You gave that all away. Okay, you gave the power to be in control over your life, your routine, your perspective, your habits. You gave that all away. So it's like the opposite of the right decision. Okay, so you have to become aware. Okay, how do I structure life in such a way where I can start controlling my dopamine? And if you put yourself in a situation where you have to where you have a very high expense every month by not controlling your spending, by not controlling your dopamine, by not controlling your awareness how to live, you will not be capable of reaching your full potential. You will not be capable of reaching your goals because you haven't created an environment where you are capable of staying in your energy for a long period, controlling your habits in the right direction, and then making time work in your advantage. And if you are paying a lot of money every month, time works against you. Okay, because every month you have to pay, so you cannot use your thinking time or habits over a long period to create different results. So you will always be forced to work on a company that's not your own. You will always be forced to live a life that's forced upon you by brainwashing, by programming, by social structure, by doing stuff you don't really like, but because other people around you are doing that, you are also doing that and spending a lot of money on it. So yeah, just control your dopamine, and this is the only way how you can control your habits and achieve the future you want to move to, by protecting yourself and controlling your dopamine and creating awareness. Okay, so I really hope this video opens your eyes. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell button, very important. It allows me to keep you on my frequency so you can start perceiving reality on a daily basis from a different angle and really create that freedom in your life. And also make sure to click the link down below if you need personal help with this. So yeah, I really hope you liked the video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.